Hi, my loves. Welcome back to another episode of The Rosy Life. And today I want to talk to you guys about something really important. And this is really helpful to understand as you are listening to nighttime sleep meditations and affirming and changing your self concept, because a lot of people don't really understand what it is that they're saying or sleeping to. And this is, I think, really important for you to understand it so that it helps you really solidify what you're listening to. So, what I'm going to be talking today about is how to know that you are valuing yourself and validating yourself, a little tongue twist, and why that is important to understand, how to know that you're doing it, and how you can change it. Okay. So, but before we get started, if you are new to my channel, thank you for being here. My name is Rose, and I am a success and confidence coach. I help people get out of their own way so that they can go after the life that they really desire. Whether you are new to manifesting or you've been doing this for a while, either way, you want to learn how it is that your mind works, how you can get in your own way, and how to get out of the way. Because you're going to have fears and doubts and different beliefs, but how you handle those is of so much value and so important so that you remain focused on your end, your goal, or whatever it is that you desire. So when I work with people, it is in the realm of business, professional, or artistry work, or anything, and it all is the same thing, right? You really want to be confident in yourself because that's the key. That's the foundation of it all, is having that confidence of within that I don't need to go outside of me to have my needs met, that this is all an inside job. I don't know why when I say that, it's an inside job. It feels like 007 or something. I don't know why. It's an inside job. Anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand. Also, for those of you who are new, I do offer email coaching. And also, some of you have reached out and asked me about my services. And I'm just going to explain really fast what the difference is. One, I do offer email coaching. If you have like a specific thing that you're working on or a manifestation and you're wanting a little guidance and help to have someone else look from the outside in at the beliefs, because when you write me and I ask you specific questions, I can pick up really fast on how you're in your way. And I respond with a private video response as well with that. And other than that, I work with people in 90-day containers. And the reason why is we don't just focus on manifesting. I help people either build their business, create confidence within themselves to start a business. Like, I go through all of it, not just talking about manifesting. I literally go through the steps: website development, marketing, business plan, structure, all those things, because I am really good at this stuff. And also with relationships and creating healthy dichotomies with couples. So it's a lot that I do in the 90 days. It's not just manifest coaching. So my 90 days is, I mean, business, and I get really in there, and it's like a literal whole life change, not just one thing or how to get an SP back or a job or something like that. No, it's like I walk you through all of those things, and manifesting obviously is part of it because you have to change your beliefs and your mindset. So my 90-day packages are of high value, and for people that are wanting to change multiple things in their life. It's not just for manifesting. My email coaching is for manifesting. So I hope that explains that. And I also have programs that you can join. And I have a free Facebook group for the ladies, and that is free. And it is only about self-concept. We don't go in there to whine, complain, or focus on the past or problems. It is strictly to focus on your self-concept. So you'll notice that in there, that's all you'll see are success stories. I have a lot of success stories. And in there, in the Facebook group, that's probably the number one place where I post everything. And other people are posting it. I'm not even posting it. People are going in there and writing their own success stories. And I just try to remember to tag them as success stories. So you can go in the tab and see them for yourself. And we talk and we help each other out, right? It's all about lifting each other up. It's not about focusing on what you're manifesting. It's about focusing on you, okay? So we talk about recipes, workouts, healthy lifestyles, or pets, and just all kinds of fun stuff, perfumes, lotions, all kinds of stuff. So it's really fun. All right. So let's get back to this that I'm talking about validating and valuing yourself. You're going to hear on either my sleep meditations or other people's YouTube meditations that they have. You're going to hear this a lot about I am valuing myself and I am validating myself. And a lot of people they're just saying these words. Hi, Ria. They're just saying these words, but they're not really understanding what they're saying. And also, if you're not used to valuing yourself or validating yourself, it's going to feel like you're rejecting it, and you're going to feel like you don't believe it and like it's not true. And the reason why people feel that I feel like I'm lying to myself or feel like this isn't real or this isn't true is because you are literally rejecting these affirmations. You're not used to it. So you have different, like, let's say, programming and beliefs within you that are like, I don't know what to do. How do you know you're rejecting it? Your body will literally reject it. Like, you'll feel weird. It almost feels like a door is shutting, and you're like, nope, we're not accepting that. And you can feel like stuck. You can feel tense. You can feel all kinds of things, right? Physically. And so you are going, and then you'll start thinking, you're like, I don't believe this. This doesn't even sound right. Or maybe I do. I already validate myself. Well, here's what I want to tell you, right? I actually Googled it because I'm like, I want you guys to hear this, because when you're listening to sleep time meditations, it is so cool, right? And you guys can do this too. It's like you listen to an affirmation and then go off and Google the definition of it so that you can hear, you're like, oh yeah, okay, so when I'm saying that, that's what this means. So I asked in my Facebook group, this is one of the examples that I do in there, is I'll go in there randomly and ask a question. And I'll ask a question, I'll just leave it there. And it's so telling, right? There's like, I don't know how many women there is. There's like, I don't know, like 350 or something women in the Facebook group now. But I asked this question last week. How do you know you are validating yourself? Like, what does that mean to you? And how is that important when it comes to manifesting? There was a pause. It was like silent for a few days. Like, people didn't want to answer it or something. I don't really know. One lady answered it, and then a few days later, other people answered it. But there was a lot of confusion as to what that means. And some people were honest and said, I don't know what it means. And I said, cool. This is telling me so much information. You see, all I asked was one question, and I'm able to read the room just off that one question. So I said, you know what? If this many women in here are having a hard time answering that simple question, then I need to come on here and talk about it, because that means there must be thousands of people that don't know what it means to validate yourself and what it looks like. So first, I want to read you the definition that Webster says, okay? And the definition that I found, it says, the act of confirming something is true or correct. The new method is very promising, but requires validation through further testing. This is an example. The act of officially or legally certifying or approving something. The proposal will be prioritized, put into action after it undergoes validation by the government. All right, validating. So when you say I am validating myself, that means you're like, I am approving of myself. What I say I am is true. What I believe is about me is true. For example, if you're changing your self-concept and you used to be sad or angry and you're saying, no, that's no longer who I am. This is who I say I am. I am sweet. I'm kind. I am understanding. I am feeling secure in myself. I am validating myself that this information is correct. This is true. What I say is true about myself right now. I don't need anyone outside of me to tell me that this is true. I don't need anyone to tell me that I have changed. I don't need anyone to notice that I've changed. I don't need anyone's validation or approval to tell me that I am who I say I am to be. That is when you're saying I am validating myself, that is what you're saying. And that is so important. How does this relate in more to manifesting? Because your job is to change the conception of yourself, and then you see the reflection in the world. The world automatically confirms the change that you've done within. Why is that important? Because your validation of yourself is all you need. You don't need someone to tell you that you've done a change or that you've become better or that you're a different person, or you don't need any of that. In fact, you want to drop the need of having someone to come and validate you. Also, if you're manifesting a person, a relationship, whatever it is with another person, right? You don't need that person to come in and say, yeah, you have changed. Yeah, you are a good person. Yeah, I see you. You don't need that person to validate you. What you're needing is for you to validate yourself. And when you validate yourself, like Neville says, then the person shows up and validates you because you've already validated yourself. You see, this is how it works. Also, with manifesting, this right here, what I'm about to say, I want you to really pay attention. You deciding how you manifest and you saying, this is it, this is how I get what I want, period. That is validating yourself, not allowing a coach or anyone else on YouTube or anywhere else telling you, no, that is not correct. You don't manifest this way. You don't do it that way. You have to do it this way. This person said that you do it this way. Neville said that you have to do it this way. You're not doing it correctly. You're not going to get what you want. You can't have that. That's too specific. You need to go more general. All of those rules, if you don't validate yourself, you're going to be at the mercy of other people, coaches, teachers, YouTubers, books, you're going to be waiting for them to validate that the way that you're manifesting is correct so that you can go, okay, thank God, that means I'm doing it right. I'm going to get what I want. No, screw that. Seriously, screw that. Don't wait for someone to validate you and what you want and how you're doing it. How do you know you're doing it correctly? Because you're going to get results. And if you're not seeing results, then you're saying, you know what? I need to validate myself. I need to approve of myself. If I'm not believing in myself, that I keep going to someone else, another teacher, another coach, another YouTuber, for them to validate how I manifest, to validate what it is that I want, then I'm still at the mercy of other people. And this isn't going to work. You are going to get hot and cold results, and you're not going to get consistent results with you. So I am validating myself. I know who I am. This is who I say I am. I am successful. I am happily married. I am a business owner. Whatever it is that you're manifesting, right? You're validating yourself. You're like, no, I don't need anyone outside of me to tell me that I have this. You don't need it. In fact, you want to be in the position of not giving a F about what anybody thinks or what they think that you need to do. You want to say no. You want to have that certainty in yourself that you get whatever the hell you want because you said so. Simple. So I hope that definition of I am validating myself really drives home, because I want you guys to sink it in. I want it to go in. And so you guys really feel this. All right. So the next one is valuing, right? You're going to hear this on my sleep time affirmations, and you'll hear it in others possibly, is I am valuing myself. Here's what Google said about the definition of value. It's just to give you perspective, okay? Value is a fair return in goods, services, or money for something exchanged, or it's of worth in money, or worth, usefulness, or importance in the comparison with something else. The letter is of great historical value, or a principle or quality that is valuable or desirable. They shared many goals and values. So listen to that. A fair return in goods, services, or money for something exchanged, worth in money. The key word is worth, okay? Value is worth. What is the value of you? What is your value? How do you value yourself? What do you say you are worth? Because if you don't feel like you are worthy, okay, or that you are valuing yourself as worthy, how do you want someone else on the outside of you to take the time, their money, their energy, their resources to give and invest in you if there is no value that you are giving for yourself? So this is what Neville even said, is to revalue yourself. And when you revalue yourself, the world automatically confirms that change. So revaluing yourself is saying, I'm worthy. I am worthy. Well, what are you worthy of? Everything. I'm worthy of everything. I am worthy of freaking everything. There is literally nothing that I'm not worthy of. And so having high value of yourself is you get to call the shot on that measure. You get to decide what you're worth. You decide what your value is. Don't ever let anyone else tell you what your worth is or what your value is. Just because someone says something mean, or they reject you or whatever, it doesn't mean that your value diminished. Those are just words. And you decide if their words have value or not, and do they affect your value, your worth as a person. So think about, I am valuing myself. Well, how? I am worthy of everything. I am of high value. And I go piggyback off of what I said on my video yesterday about when I work with clients on business, I teach them to separate the value of their product and the value of who they are. Who I am is priceless. I don't have a price tag. Okay, I am priceless. I am the demand. I'm not something in high demand. No, I am the demand. Do you see? And my services can be in high demand, and my services have a value. Do you see? But me, I am priceless. I am worth all of it. There's no price tag here. So I am the shit. Okay. And this is how I see myself. And saying I am valuing myself, that is what you're doing. You're deciding, what's your price tag? What are you worth? Are you worth time and effort? Are you worth someone time and effort? Are you worth someone else's time and effort for a job, for a relationship? Are you worth it? Are you worth it? Ask yourself, do you feel like you are? And it's okay to be honest with yourself, and you can conceptually say, yeah, I am worth it. But if you don't really believe it and feel it, your life is going to be proof that you're really not believing it. So why I'm taking the time to explain these two common affirmations. I am valuing myself. I am validating myself, because I want you really to understand what it is that you're changing. It's not about just saying some words that sound good so that you can manifest something. No, that's still stuck in the head, conceptually thinking, right? You want to really understand, what does this mean? And honestly, you guys, most people don't know what these affirmations mean, because no one teaches us to value ourselves or to approve of ourselves, or no one teaches how to love ourselves, or how to validate ourselves, or how to accept ourselves. No one really teaches us this stuff. So It makes sense if you don't understand the affirmations. It makes sense if you don't understand what these things mean and if they feel weird or foreign or like you're rejecting them, because most people don't get taught these things, okay? So when you are at this pivotal point where you're learning these things about yourself and you're learning to change the concept of yourself and you're seeing yourself, I think Neville said one time to see yourself as royalty, right? To see yourself as royalty, meaning the king and queen, right, of your life. Well, that is keeping yourself of high value, high status, right? And you change the concept of yourself is how you get the world to change and see you differently and treat you differently. So there's no one ever out there to blame. It's just you within working on the way that you see yourself. So now, when you're going from one self-concept to another, a new self-concept, it's going to feel like a little bit of a jagged road at the beginning. Yes, that is a limiting belief that I have. And yes, you can manifest that this is easy. Okay, you can totally do that. However, what for me personally, it was kind of like a little jagged road. And I noticed that it is for a lot of people too, because it feels weird to go from one self concept of not even knowing what the hell validating and valuing yourself is and loving yourself and seeing yourself as powerful, right? You've like, what the hell is that? I've never felt that. And all of a sudden, you're trying to get yourself to see yourself as royalty and valuing yourself and validating yourself and not giving a crap what anybody thinks about what you're wearing or eating or doing or wanting. That is like a jump, okay? It doesn't have to take long, right? But it is going to require you to be persistent. And the brevity of that jump is your persistence, okay? For sure. The other thing too is during the day, what are you doing? Ask yourself, what am I doing during the day that is keeping me aligned with my feeling of high value and feeling like I'm validating myself? I might be listening to the sleep affirmations, I could be visualizing, whatever, but during the day, I want you to pay attention to your behaviors, right? Do you keep asking other people for their opinion and approval? Catch yourself doing it. Do you keep going to Google to search for answers instead of going to yourself for answers on things that you already know? Right? Do you keep looking for someone to validate that you're doing things right? Do you keep going outside of yourself to feel like you need to be seen? Are you like a little attention whore, right? Do you want attention all the time? Are you being dramatic? Are you reacting to people? Are you taking things personal like I did in my video yesterday, right? Be honest with yourself, okay? And say, you know what? During the day, I could be doing a little something to help myself out here instead of just waiting for these nighttime meditations to kick in. Because the faster that you align with yourself, right? Meaning it's redirecting yourself, right? You're redirecting yourself. And even Neville said that you persist in the new state or the new desired version of yourself. You're like, because you're going to want to wander off. You're like, nope, come back over here. This is where we're going. And then your thoughts and your doubts are going to wander off again. You're like, no, back over here. And every time you redirect yourself, what you're doing is you're sending your subconscious mind the message of, we are no longer doing this, we're doing this. And it's like a little kid wandering off in the store. You're like, no, come back over here. This is what we're focused on. This is what we're doing, and nothing else will do. So I hope that you guys really understood the difference here between valuing yourself, validating yourself, and why it's important to understand these. One, so you know what you're taking in. Two, during the day, ask yourself, what behaviors are you doing that are going against what you're affirming? Okay. It's okay. They're going to change, and they change automatically, right? And during that transition period, you can really help this go move along faster by becoming aware of your behaviors. You're like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. This is what I'm focused on. This is what I'm focused on. I'm validating myself. I don't need to go run off on Facebook and ask someone to approve of me. I don't need someone else to go manifest for me. I'm going to manifest it for myself. I don't need to ask someone if the way that I'm manifesting is correctly. I said I'm manifesting it this way, and I'm validating myself. Do you see? So validate yourself, value yourself. You decide what that looks like. All right. Okay, Mellis. Hey, Ria. Let me see. Look at your comment really quick. This is honestly so helpful. I made the decision to cut contact with SP to prioritize myself recently, and I know it's the right decision for me, but I was worried about whether everyone else agrees. Ria, do you see what I mean? So if you made a decision to cut contact with your SP to make them change or make them want you or play a game, it's going to backfire on you. But if you made the decision to cut contact because you're like, I'm not in the right space, I'm not seeing myself as worthy or valuing myself, and that is why I'm doing it, because I want to get into a relationship with my person from a whole and complete place, not from a needy, lacking, I need them to approve of me, I need them to validate me. That's a whole different thing. All right. That's completely different. So that is healthy, that is smart, and that will reap reward because you're coming from it from a genuine place. But if you're doing it to play a game or a little tactic, a manipulation tactic, you will never lie to your mirror will never lie to you. You can't escape. You can't be sneaky and try to pretend that you aren't doing that. Be honest and genuine with yourself, and you know that you're being honest and genuine with yourself by how you feel. Okay, you'll feel it. You'll be like, no, this doesn't feel right. This feels like I'm trying to control and I'm trying to force. That's when you want to take a step back and say, nope, I'm leaning back, I'm not doing this. Nope. All right. Hi, Alice. Curly Brown. Hello. Let's see. I'm doing it from a healthy place, but I am assuming that he will reach out again anyway. That's right. That's it. Done. You don't need to ask anyone if you're doing anything right. You validate yourself. Okay. You don't need my approval. You don't need any coaches or YouTuber approval. You don't need anyone else's approval for what you decide to do. Okay. Because whatever you decide, and this creates and breeds confidence. The less that you go outside of you for answers and approval and validation, this breeds self-confidence because you trust yourself. When someone asks me, am I doing this right? And I turn it right back. I don't know. You tell me. Or if someone says, can I manifest XYZ? I'm like, well, I don't know. Why don't you tell me? Can you? Do you see? Because I want people to feel empowered. I don't want people to feel dependent on me. And I want people to feel empowered. When I was a therapist, if I noticed that someone was getting too dependent on me, I would cut the cord. I'm like, you're fired. What? Yeah, you're doing good. You're all right. I don't hear anything else that you need to work on or fix. And you're just coming here because you're afraid that if you cut the cord, that you're going to fall apart. Well, you got to go fly, and you got to go trust yourself and know that you're going to be okay. So before that, I get it, right? Sometimes we need guidance. Sometimes we need help just to get us on track. And then we got to take over, right? We got to trust ourselves. So there's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with seeking coaching or going to see a mental health therapist. There's nothing wrong with those things. They're very helpful, especially if you're feel like you're frazzled, falling apart, you don't have clarity, you can't see what the hell you're doing. Go do it. That's what we're here for. I go to a business coach. I'm a powerful manifester, and I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I'm successful, and I know I can have and do anything, and I know I have all the answers. However, I still go pay a business coach. Why? Why does anybody go to school? Why do you go get a degree? Why are you going to go learn anything? Because I want to learn more. And I want to learn from other creators who have created cool things. And I'm like, I want to go learn from them. So I'm always investing in myself. I'm always leveling up. I'm not a cheapo when it comes to me. I'm always investing in myself, and I'm always looking, studying, reading, researching, learning more about me because I'm worth it. I value myself very high, you see? So I'm glad you're doing it from a healthy place for you. Yes, yes. So, all right, my loves. So I just wanted to, this was really on my mind for the last week about, I want to come on here and explain more in detail what these affirmations mean. And I probably will make some more videos going more in depth about different affirmations and helping you guys understand what it is that you're saying and what about your self-concept you're changing. Okay. So, hi, DFP. I've been listening to Dylan's nighttime information for about 3 months. How long should you be seeing changes in your life? If you didn't watch the beginning of the video, you might want to DFP watch the beginning of this live because I talk about that, because it's not just relying on a nighttime meditation. Okay, that's going to do, but you have to step it up too during the day. It's like, what are you doing during the day? Right? What are you doing during the day? And are you aligning with what it is that you're affirming and sleeping with at night? Because it's not just, oh, let me put this magic meditation on. Okay. That is it's like this. Sleep time meditations is like you put on a little sleep track or whatever, and you're like, okay, brain, downloading this information. I'm going to go to sleep and you listen to these new beliefs while I sleep, and I want this downloading. Okay. It's like you downloading a file and it says, 7 hours remaining. And you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go cook dinner and take a bath or whatever because this file is still downloading. That's all you're doing at nighttime is you're downloading files into your subconscious to replace and remove old beliefs that are limiting, right? But that's not where you stop, right? During the day, what are you doing during the day? Are you walking around completely thinking, feeling, imagining the opposite of everything? So you have to help yourself. Okay. You have to help yourself during the day because a lot of people are like, right? If you have a strong belief that one and done, you imagine at one time, if you have a strong belief that you don't have to do any of that, if you have a strong belief in yourself, your self-concept, that you're confident, you always get what you want, that this works, that manifesting works, that you are worthy of everything, then yeah, you don't have to do anything except for imagine it once. However, if you have a poor concept of yourself and you are feeling like you're not worthy of these things or you're not good enough, you can imagine them and they will externalize in your world. But then you're going to find that you can't keep things in your life and you're going to self-sabotage somehow, some way to get rid of the person, the money, the business, something, because you still have beliefs inside of you that you aren't worthy or you're not important enough or that you are not allowing yourself to feel successful in these areas of your life. So that is why it's important for you to work on these beliefs, because it's not the manifesting happens 24/7. Okay. It happens 24/7. But if you're really wanting to change your self-concept so that you become the person that always gets what they want with no effort, and you know how to keep it, and you know how to have healthy, long-lasting relationships with business, money, and people, then you want to really focus in on the belief system inside. All right. Let's see. No, I'm definitely stepping into this and not doing anything contrary during the day. Okay. So yeah. So just watch, the beginning of the video. And how long does it take? If you're asking just that question though, DFP, you asking how long should this take is telling me, you tell me, DFP, when someone's saying, I've been listening to someone else's 3 months meditation. I don't know what you're listening to, first of all. So I don't know what his meditations are. But if you're already asking how long does this take, DFP, either you or anyone else in the chat, when someone's asking how long does it take, I've been doing this for 3 months, What belief do they still have alive inside of them? What's the limiting belief? What's going on here? You guys tell me. What is a limitation if you're asking how long does this take? Because that's what you're doing. I want to hear from you guys. In the meantime, I'm going to see what the other people are asking. Oh, that's your success story about your son getting his job. The main point I got was do not waver, stick to my belief no matter what. Yep, Hillary, that's right. That's right. And what's really cool is that he not only got his job, but he got promoted. He literally works at like the Lamborghini of Starbucks. He works only Monday through Fridays, done by 5 o'clock, no holidays, no weekends. And he got promoted to supervisor. And yesterday he just did what they call a Barista championship. And he was nominated to be in the barista. It's like the Olympics for baristas, and they compete against each other, like locally, and then it goes nationally. I went. It was really fun, and he did win the latte art part of the competition, and he did win first runner up in that. So that was really fun, really cool to watch. So going from someone that was he was very depressed and very down on himself, and going to from that in a couple of months to see him where he's at right now, happy, he's growing, he's still stepping into himself, and I'm just watching him unfold. I'm not pushing it. I'm just watching it all unfold because I already know how this ends. So let's see. Russie, what is your advice for making the self-sabotage quiet? Let's see. Okay, so what is for making the self-saboteur quiet? Okay, so self-sabotaging is just you getting in your way of what you want. So self-sabotaging happens when someone doesn't feel like they're not worthy, they're not good enough to have what they desire. So if you don't feel like you're worthy, you don't feel like you're good enough, you subconsciously are going to sabotage what it is that you want, not because you want the worst for yourself, not because anyone's out to get you, but because you believe are not worthy or not good enough of having it. Somehow, some way it has to leave. Not because it doesn't want to stay, but because you have this belief and you're so powerful that whatever you believe is what you receive. So if you don't like this formula, this cycle, then what you do is you change the belief that I am worthy, I am good enough, I always get what I want. And doing those sleep time meditations, like I said before, and then also during the day, you want to be checking in with yourself. You're like, oh God, am I criticizing myself right now? Am I saying that I'm stupid or I'm not worthy, or I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, ew, whatever it is, you want to start correcting there. Like, no, I'm no longer that person. I am this person. I am worthy. I do get what I want. I am worthy of all the best things. And then you start seeing yourself as worthy. And you'll notice that everyone starts treating you different. And you'll start hearing people speak to you different. And your experiences with people, places, or whatever it is that you desire is going to be long lasting. Okay. So you want to see yourself differently within, and then the outside changes. It's the only way this works. Let's see. DFP. Let's see. Manifesting is instant. That's the belief. Well, if you believe that the manifesting was instant, you wouldn't be asking me, why is this taking so long? You get it? So you don't have a belief that manifesting is instant. You believe that manifesting takes too long, that you're not deserving, that do you see there's several beliefs in there that you have as to why you're asking, because for me, it sounds like you're not trusting yourself and you're not believing in yourself if you're wondering why it's taking so long. Because if you truly believed that this works and you believed and trusted in yourself, you wouldn't be questioning any of this, and you would just be too busy having fun and seeing results. Hillary, when you are asking how long, it means you really don't believe you have it already. You're focused on the lack and not the abundance. Bingo. Hillary nailed it there too. So DFP, you want to work on the belief in yourself. I'm believing in myself, I'm believing in my power, right? I'm trusting on myself. I'm believing I always get what I want. Because when you're really in that belief and trust in yourself, you're no longer looking. You're not looking at the clock and you're not looking. And if you are, you check yourself. You're like, no, I don't do that. I don't need to check. I don't need to ask. I don't need to get validated here. I already know this works. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm just too busy. I'm going to go be myself. I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to go focus on me. And when it comes, it comes. I honestly don't care because I just know it's coming. That is more of the mindset that you want to get into. And that is when things happen, and they happen really fast too, when you're just like, you know what, I'm going to take a step back. All right. So, all right, my loves, I hope that this video is helpful. And thank you for liking my video and sharing it with others. And just remember, you're validating yourself, you're valuing yourself because you don't need it from anyone else. You're going to give yourself the things that you thought you were getting in someone else. And by the way, validating yourself and valuing yourself, this includes on trying to be sneaky, like making an Instagram post or Snapchat post or whatever, and so that you get attention, so that someone validates you and like, oh, you are pretty. Or, yeah, you do. Or, yeah, he screwed up. He should have stayed with you. Or, do you see, that's being a sneaky, like backdoor trying to get validation still. You can't play these little games and honestly say that you have changed your self-concept. If you catch yourself, that's what I mean by during the day. What are you doing during the day? If you catch yourself doing these sneaky little games, stop yourself and say, no, it's not who I am. I do not desire to be this person. This is not who I am anymore. I am confident. I'm secure in myself. I don't need someone else's approval. I'm validating myself. Okay? This is the highlight of my day. Aw, Russell, thank you. Okay, my loves. Well, I'm going to go and I will see you guys soon. Okay? All right. Bye-bye.